do next year, but I am happy to say that this was something I set out to do in January of or at least once a week, single week of this year. And it's helped me to stay on task with following and listening to my own intuition. So one of the things I'm doing with my gals this month are two things, and I'm going to share with you. We've been reading Marie Forleo's book right now, Everything is Figure Outable. I talked about that last week. Really, really worth it. There are probably some other sheets that would be good to look at or read, but in this, we're doing a year in review. Posted in this, what are the questions tomorrow? But one of the things that she asks is, what did you do or create or experience this year that you're really proud of? So list those out. Now, what is really nice is if you have a group that you're doing some of this work with, that you can share this with each other. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Number two, the question is, what mistakes? Here, I say twice in my post to have an honest reflection, an honest inventory. And when I say being honest, I mean, you really need to look at yourself. Like, if we don't look at our mistakes, if we don't look at where our positive aspects and the mistakes that we make, then we're not really being honest. And sometimes people can lean to either side. I do know some people who also this year, and then what is it that are some of the mistakes? Number three, what am I willing to let go of? And now there's two parts to that. You know, there could be some physical things, but there's also an emotional side to that. So one of the angers, any resentments, angers, or hurts. Now, if you're a human being, you're going to have resentments, angers, and hurts. And anybody who denies that is pushing down their own anger, resentments, and hurts, because that is a normal feeling of being human. Now, some of this might dig up stuff for people if you have not been in a position in your life before to be able to really talk about angers and hurts and resentments. So I say, if you are going to do this, that you only share that part with somebody that you trust, who you know will understand. I come from a family who has a lot of trauma, a lot of complex trauma. This is not easily discussed within our family, so I would not go to my family and discuss with them my angers, my hurts, and my resentments that I want to release. And I also want to note this, that sometimes we have angers, hurts, and resentments as a form to protect ourselves from people who are not safe. That does not mean when you release angers, hurts, or resentments that you need to then be around people who are not safe or abusive. And I know that that might sound a little bit out there, but I know enough people and gals I have worked with who come from very abusive families, who feel like, if I let go of this hurt, I let go of this resentment, I'm one of them. Does that mean I have to let all those people, just because they're my family, back into my life? No. That doesn't mean that. That is not what that's saying. It's within yourself. So have a safe group that you're going to talk about that with. But the next part is a decade in review, because we're coming to the end of a decade. But I'd say, like, work on the year. Now, one of the things that I realized that I did is I did a lot this year, and maybe more than I'd wanted next year. I took on I'm so committed to following my intuition. I am now willing to be able to wear my grief a little bit more on the outside than I would have been before. It is more valuable to me to hear my own intuition and to follow. That is a huge leap for me. So this has been a wonderful year of being able to do these videos, because it's shown me my own growth. I love that I've had a little bit of a following of people who've watched these. I am going to do something different this year, maybe with my group that I meet with once or twice a month, to like kind of share their experiences. But I will leave you with this. We are moving into a growth mindset. That's a new buzzword. And emotional intelligence. The work that I've been talking about all year is work that I've been doing to keep involved in change. When people don't want to accept this, they start feeling left behind. And it's no different than 100 years ago or 120 years ago, when cars were being and technology then was changing. People were feeling left behind because they didn't understand the new. This is an change, very much so, that is happening, and our younger generations right now are being taught how to do this in a much easier way. So I highly hope and suggest that if